Welcome to Mark's Motorsports and Farming channel. The primary purpose of this video today is to show you guys how frustrating of a day it's been trying to get hay baled up. But on a good note, we were able to fix the issues that we were having with not only this rake but also the round baler. So I'll start there on a good note. And obviously this is the pair of wheels here that you saw laying on the field at the hay job, because where it was originally mounted had broken off, and then basically right where the pinhole was kind of split in half, and back just enough to where the pin had nothing to hold in anymore, so then it jumped out. But as you can probably tell, what we did is we just shoved the two wheels in a little further and drilled a fresh hole, and now the pin can go through there, and there's something for it to hold and everything. So I just use this rake for the hay that I have laying down yet. You really don't notice a difference necessarily, that we had to push the bar in for these last two wheels, and you really don't see that much of a difference, or the little bit of difference that there is not noticeable, is what I should say, as far as using it. And then go to the round baler in a minute here. There's something poked into my feet here that I don't know what it really is. I'll try to do what I can to not have that irritate anymore. Just kind of hold my toes up or whatever and see if I can not step that way until I get back inside or something, to where I can look around a little bit more and see what got into my shoe. Yeah. Yeah, we weren't really able to clean this baler up too much. But like I pointed out while I was at the hay job, I did notice that the hose is starting to wear off right there, but that was not the hose that was causing all the leaking. It was this one right here. Because all we need to do is that my dad was out here watching for oil shooting out while I was in the cab working the hydraulic, and this is a hose where he noticed it was shooting from, because it's kind of supposed to naturally stay out like this one is, but for whatever reason it kept hitting one of the chains, and then the chain rubbed that in enough to bust it open, for where it was shooting oil the whole time. But yeah, as you can see here, he put he basically cut the broken part away and connected the two pieces. So that is it is a little cheaper to do that than to replace the whole hose, when you are able to do that. And now I'll show you what I was talking about at the beginning of this video with how frustrating of a day it was overall trying to get hay baled. I did take the small square baler out to the field that you saw me in during the last cutting video, or when I was cutting with the disc vine, and I was able to get everything baled with that I wanted to. So the hay baling was certainly off to a good start. Yeah, here just packed down a little more. And I could probably just unhook that small square baler again and try to have the rake pick that up a little more, and maybe I can get that baled yet. But where the frustration started is when I went out to start using this big square baler after I serviced it. And I did a video on what all I greased on it, but what somehow ended up happening, and I have no idea, because I thought I'd pulled enough slack back into the cab, but basically I started the PTO out. I started out the PTO, you know, I was getting ready to go with it, and you know, I was ready to turn the monitor on, and you know, and then soon after that I could have done a video on baling with the big square baler, you know, but obviously because of this I wasn't able to. Yeah, somehow, you know, the cables that go to the monitor, or from the monitor to the baler, somehow the PTO shaft managed to get a hold of them and try to yank them out of the tractor, and then obviously the other one's still intact and can still be used. You know, I didn't see nothing broken there, but obviously the main one here is, you know, ripped it apart in two different places. And this one that I'm showing you now is probably gonna be more of a puzzle than the other ones, because I think the other ones are, yeah, I think this one here is color coded. Yeah, it's a little dark now that's inside the baler again. Yeah, one end, you know, is supposed to plug in right there. The plug-in that you see hanging there is, you know, basically where the cord got damaged, and so did the end that's supposed to plug in there. You know, this is all goofed up here, and I ended up having to get this end, or in fact, normally we're able to figure some of that wiring stuff out, but this one I'm not so sure if we'll be able to or not. You know, those are kind of loud when they close on that baler. So with the big square baler going down so soon, the only other option I had was the round baler. You know, to do everything with the round baler, you know, this, you know, including this, which includes this grass here, and at the neighboring farm there that I was going to do with it anyway, which is all I got done. Plus, after I got all the grass done, I was gonna go back and bale the field where I was cutting on with the disc line, that video that I put up a few days ago now. It would have been nice to put that video up of the first crop, or when I cut the first crop, but yeah, the camera ended up hitting the corner of the tractor or whatever and corrupted the data, so then I couldn't post that. But I was able to get you that video that I did put up of when I cut that field for the second time. So, but now anyway, you know, with the square baler, with the big square baler being down, you know, then I went and switched all that over up there again to run the round baler. And then the very first bale of grass that I got, for whatever reason, try to get it on camera here. Yeah, there's a second twine arm there now. Now you can see it a little more. What it's supposed to do is when it trips for the twine arms to go onto the bale, this here is supposed to go back and lift the knife up that cuts the twine off, but instead it stayed down, and now the twine arm function is jammed there. And, I tried to stick a pry bar in there and pull it forward, but there's way too much pressure. You know, I was trying to do it on the spot so I could keep baling with it, and you know, let it tie that bale, and then probably, I think it's just, you know, once in a while type thing, you know, that happens. I mean, not even sure how long it's been since I've had that problem there that I just showed you. But anyway, we'll somehow have to get that twine arm pulled back so that the blade that cuts the twine off can lift up to allow the twine arm to go to where the bale is and tie the bales. So fought with that for a little bit, or more than just a little bit for the most part. And then it's like, well, can't get that to work. So I'll see what happens with the net wrap. So then I tripped the net wrap button, and at first it didn't feed the net wrap onto the bale. So when I came back here, and then, yeah, I'll open this. And then this red handle here releases the tension, and I was able to spin the roll and the two rollers, and I was able to get the first bale wrapped. You know, that one was good. And I did the same thing with the second bale, and I guess it put it on there, but it didn't stick, so it's starting to unroll. Then I go to put it on the third bale that's in the baler right now, and then there too, I think it had, you know, might have had trouble pulling it off the roll again. I'm not 100% sure, but now this time, instead of putting it on the bale, it did what I've alluded to in previous videos, and now you guys can see what I'm talking about by that. It fed the wrap onto this upper roll, wrapped it around there, rather than feeding it onto the bale. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have any ideas why I might be doing that, and or something like, you know, a fix that I could do so it stops doing that, be sure to leave it in the comments below. Because you know, I've pretty much refrained from using net wrap and stuff where I normally would otherwise. You know, because last number of times before today where I've tried to use it, this, what you're seeing right now, is exactly what I've been getting. You know, so yeah, pretty much a fair amount of the time that I've had this baler, I've had some sort of issue with the net wrap here. If I could afford to upgrade this thing, I probably would, just because I've gotten that tired of it. especially when I try to net wrap, you know, some of the finer, shorter stuff that I get, you know, halfway or, you know, towards the end of the season, you know, second crop or third crop grass, and you know, that type of thing. So the only way to try to use a net wrap there is for me to try to, you know, keep backing this wrap out until it unwraps itself from the roller. I did have somebody already suggest baby powder, but not sure if that'll work for number one, and number two, I wasn't able to try it because it was more of a clutch decision to try to use it when the twine arm jammed, like I showed you a little bit ago. So man, even though it's been over an hour, you know, since I put this baler here, it's still kind of a little too frustrating right now to try to deal with it. But I'll come back out tomorrow and you know, see what I can do. You know, especially with the twine arm, at least, you know, have one function working so I can get some bales tied. So there you go. There's overview of why today was such a frustrating day trying to get hay baled. I got the grass baled, but I didn't